This is the Grappling Dads Podcast with Paul and Kip. Welcome back to another episode of the Grappling Dads Podcast. How's it going, Kip?
I'm here.
Cool. What are we talking about today?
Actually, I thought we would talk about just some of the stuff we do outside the gym.
Sweet. Sounds good. Yeah, we don't want to get pigeonholed into talking about one subject all the time, so we want to give you our ideas of what else we're going to talk about on the show other than just jiu-jitsu.
I'm going to go with not boring you.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Yeah, I don't want to say the same things over and over again every third podcast.
Hey, I heard this again.
Right.
I prepped to heard it like this.
We'll be like Joe Rogan on weed. No, let me tell you how it started. Let me tell you about this one individual. Oh, by the way, Joe Rogan, I would love to be on your show. I think you're a fantastic human being.
Didn't seem like it.
Well, if it wasn't for Joe, I wouldn't be doing the show, so there's that.
That's true. I think a lot of people probably feel that way.
Absolutely. He kind of talked me into it, him and Tim Ferriss.
You really like that Tim Ferriss, don't
I
you?
do. I have a man crush. He's one of my all-time personal heroes. And you should listen to more of him.
Yeah, nope.
You should. He's great.
Nope.
He's a little less conversational than the Joe Rogan podcast, but he's got some pretty good guests, great questions.
I'm going with bells and whistles.
Fair enough.
Bells
and
and whistles, shiny things.
Fair
That's where I'm at.
Another show that I like, that I just found out about, is Listen Money Matters podcast. And what I like about their podcast is they talk about the beer that they're drinking currently on every episode.
Wonderful.
Which brings me to my first point.
Yes.
I want to talk about the whiskey that we're currently drinking, which is St. Augustine Distillery's whiskey. And it is fantastic. Small batch. Mm-hmm. It's double barrel, and it's fantastic. So occasionally we're going to tell you what we're drinking and what we think about it. Yeah. This is got a beautiful taste, but it burns a little going down.
It burns like a little rubbing alcohol in there.
A little rub, but it has a zero aftertaste.
Yeah, it goes right away.
That's probably my favorite tasting.
Yeah, honestly,
whiskey.
It is. Yeah, the mouth taste is really good, which seems like a stupid statement. Mouth taste?
It's got a good mouth taste.
It has a great ear taste.
I'm not sure
I tried it the other day. Poured that shit right in.
Yeah, I snorted it last time. It burned a lot, believe it or not. You know, when you're snorting it through your nostrils.
I really didn't get the woody notes that you were talking about.
Right, vanilla. All I did was cry.
Anyways, yes, it does taste very good, but the burn is
well. Apparently, what they do is typically on whiskeys and bourbons, they age it for 4 years minimum.
Yeah,
up to 12, 15 years, depending if you get a really long aged one. Obviously, they do theirs for I think under 2 years.
They haven't been around that long.
Well, that's not the point. The point is they actually age them in a warehouse with windows, and when you have windows that aren't they don't have all the panes to keep the UV lights from coming through.
Yep.
Right. So if they typically do it in a warehouse and there's no light, there's no UV. And it takes a lot longer to age correctly. But if you have the open windows and everything's getting sunned, basically, it ages quite a bit faster. That being said, not as smooth as if it's aged for...
I was going to say, it's still not as smooth as it is a truly aged whiskey.
So it's not as smooth, but the taste is definitely superb.
It's really good.
Yeah, they're spot on the taste.
Yeah, I'll give them that for sure.
So if you can ever get a bottle of St. Augustine whiskey, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, Paul got that on vacation.
I did. Well, I got it on vacation the first time, fell in love with it, and then made my brother and sister-in-law bring another bottle. Well, actually, no. My wife
Your
did.
wonderful wife made that happen.
Exactly. Yep, she surprised me for Father's Day. It was wonderful.
She told me.
She did.
It was awesome.
Is that when I got the Deadpool shirt as well?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I had this awesome Deadpool rash guard. Huge fan.
Kind of pissed.
Oh, yeah, because you wanted it too.
Too.
Well, you got the Zoom one.
My Zoom one's sweet, but nobody really knows Zoom, but like you and me.
The people
at the gym, at least.
The only ones that matter know it.
No, because JP liked it.
Oh, crap.
He's a child. It's just a kid, and I was like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. He knows.
Yeah, he's a kid. He's 18.
Like crap.
It's like I want old people to love me too.
So, but yeah, I love my Zoom one. It's comfy too.
Oh, they're great rash guards. Yeah. It's cool because they're cheap. Well, cheap. They're inexpensive compared to
relatively speaking.
Yeah, if you get on any typical like Datsuhara or Fuji or Hayabusa, their rash guards are Oh, $60.
$60 to $80.
Oh, I know. I have one. I think I have a Hayabusa one. What do I have? I don't even know anymore. It's been so long.
I don't know.
Crap. Yeah,
it's
anyway.
gray and black.
It's got like
got really cool.
Yeah, it's got
pattern on
samurais.
it.
It looks awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, $60 on sale.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't do that too many times before I go broke.
Yeah.
But yeah, these ones were
25.
25. Yeah,
that's all they are. It's 25 with free shipping. They take a second to get here. But I mean,
yeah, they come on the slow boat from China, so you got to wait.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But
they're lovely.
For $25,
you can't
and
go
the
wrong.
quality of it,
yeah,
like,
it's great.
Really nice.
It's thinner than my Hayabusa one, but I mean, it's a rash guard. For $25, I can buy 3 of them before, you know.
But then again, it's thicker than the compression shirt I used to.
Oh
wear
yeah,
too. So they do have compression ones on there too, but
nice.
I didn't. None of the designs were very cool.
I had an Under Armour compression shirt, and you could see my nips through it, Kip.
Yeah. Is that how you rate how tight?
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, it's like a fat man in a little suit.
Yeah, that was mine too. I had the red one that I wore all the time.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine ordered. Well, he didn't know it was a compression shirt. He ordered, was it a Deadpool? No, it was a Captain America. He ordered a Captain America shirt, and he said it looked awesome. He goes, now he's skinny, but he's like a fat skinny. You know what I mean? So he's got a little pot belly. He's got no build at all. He's just he doesn't.
So he really is a 2x4, like you call him.
Well, yeah, he's a 2x4 with a pot belly. So he doesn't. He's not a fat man. He just got a little bit. He doesn't work out. He's never worked out a day in his life. He's just He's just not.
And that's where
huge.
It goes. When you're skinny,
right.
You got a skinny build. That's where it goes.
Exactly. So he goes, I got this Captain America shirt in the mail, and I'm very excited to wear it. So I put it on, and I look in the mirror, and I immediately took it off. He goes, I look like Captain America impregnated me. You have to have a certain build to wear a compression shirt. He didn't have that build.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
I don't think I do either, but no one seemed to tell me. And I asked, how big of a moron do I look like this? You look fine. Oh, it's probably because my self-image is quite high.
Yeah, well, we're middle-aged dads wearing superhero shirts and pajama wrestling. So, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, we're children.
We love it. As long as we're happy, that's all that matters.
Really, and
the young kids, the young kids in jiu-jitsu think we're cool to our face.
Yeah, sure, Grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah, JP's going to go home and tell his mom, oh, my God, these guys are losers. They're trying to be cool, but they're not.
I love how young now just goes to JP.
He's the youngest one there, right?
The only one we know.
Yeah.
Oh, are you 18? Yeah, you're the only 18.
Isaiah's pretty young, but he's not JP young. Yeah, JP's, I think, the only teenager, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, by far. We've had others there in the past, but not now.
You gotcha.
A lot of them from other gyms come down. They're like 18, 19 years old.
Oh, that's fair enough.
So, whatever.
They're whooping everybody. All right.
They just don't stop.
You know what else I want to talk about? Fight videos.
I love fight videos.
No, it's funny because I get on Instagram.
Not UFC videos.
No. Just street fights.
Just straight street fights.
Because if I look at jiu-jitsu videos like, hey, we have this jiu-jitsu page, they're doing moves that I will never be able to accomplish, and I just feel bad about myself.
Yeah, my body won't even allow.
Oh no, I can't do that. If my body would allow me to do that, let's say I was like a yogi, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, you're more like Yogi Bear than a yogi.
Well, you know, okay, that's hurtful. Very true, but hurtful. The fact is, Kip, that no matter how limber I might have been, which I'm not,
yes,
I don't think I could ever pull off those moves.
No, at
least not within the next 10 years. At the rate I practice at. Yeah, 3 days a week isn't going to do it.
No.
Probably not 4.
No.
Like 7 days, 2 a days, maybe I'll get there if I was 18 and limber. Not my situation. Not going to happen.
No.
So, yeah, if I look at the fight videos, I can pick it apart. I'm like, hey, I could at least win that fight.
Oh, yeah. I could beat that dude down.
That guy has no idea. Hey, tell him about the video I just showed you, Kip.
Oh,
Speaking of videos.
Paul had a great one.
Well, great is subjective.
Great if you're not the guy in the video.
If you're watching.
Either one of them, because that guy's hand had hurt.
Oh, jeez. The guy probably broke his hand 37 times.
Oh, yeah. So
this.
No, I just watched it. It's fresh in my mind.
Oh, so this guy. Oh, you're going to say it? I'll let you go. You go, Kip.
This is professional.
I know. We're awesome.
So there's just cuts right into the guy punching him in the face, but they're laying in the middle of what seems to be a basketball court. and he just has him in a chokehold with the left hand. And
full mount.
Yeah, full mount, just raining down punches on this dude's face. Elbows. He threw a few good, pretty impressive elbows.
So the guy was trying to pick his head up off the ground, which I guess you want to do, so you have a you don't have something directly behind your head. I don't know the mechanics behind good or bad.
I think against the ground would probably be worse.
God, yeah, but he's hitting him in the face, and then his head would bounce off the floor, and it just sounded so bad.
Oh God!
It was awful.
Then he bounced his head off the floor.
Oh yeah.
When he I think he hurt his hand for a second. He's like, "Oh, that actually does hurt," and then he just bounced his head off the floor.
And nobody was there's two people that half-assed
they did not
attempted.
Try.
Yeah.
They walk over and they're like, "Oh, stop!"
They're
buddy.
probably like, "Bro, he's probably had enough," and he's like, "No, I'm gonna keep hitting him." And they're like, "All right then," and
very calmly too. He's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna keep punching this guy in the face."
I'm not sure what that kid did to deserve that ass beating, but I'm gonna go with nothing. A couple of good pops to the head, I'm okay with that. Like if
you're upset
if it's
with
a fight,
there's
a fight going on. Yeah, you get popped in the face a couple times, but he could have just said, "All right, have you had enough?" Nope, never asked that.
No. Even when the guy turned his back to him and was just basically railing on him still, he was like, "Oh, no, just keep hitting you in the face."
Yeah. Well, it was terrible in both ways because the guy in the bottom, oh, God. So this is why I love jiu-jitsu, because it was such an easy escape.
Oh, my God.
All you had to do was the first thing you're ever going to learn at jiu-jitsu, the trap and roll.
He even had his hand.
He even had his hand.
He had his hand at one point for a long time.
Yep, it was a basic, simple move. You trap the hand, you trap the elbow or the arm, you trap the foot, and you just do a hip bump or a hip roll.
Yeah,
or a roll over.
You bridge up.
Yeah, a bridge. Yeah, sorry. Using all the wrong words. This is awesome. Good start. So he could have ended all that the first time he got hit. Or even before he got hit.
Because he got a hold of his hand right after like the first or second strike.
And it was literally painful to watch, let alone that poor guy that was getting the brakes beat off him.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
Yeah, like, oh, God. And the guy in the camera just thought that was the greatest thing ever. And the guy that's filming it, that's not trying to stop anything.
No.
What's wrong with people, Kip?
It's the society.
I know, it's terrible. Yeah, so the guy finally rolls underneath him, gives him his back. Which typically in jiu-jitsu, you'd put him to sleep or control or whatever you want to do. But no, he didn't know how to maintain it, so he just kind of stood up and the guy fell off him.
Yep.
It was sad on both ends of the spectrum. Like nobody knew what was going on. Just one guy got the way better of it.
I was pretty impressed that the guy never went out, though.
Oh, I'm not sure how he didn't go out.
He never went out. Like he was always keeping his head up and using his hands.
Right.
Like correctly. Well, correctly's not right, but he was using his hands.
Yeah, he's not. Like nothing he was doing was correct.
But he knew
just
where
didn't
his
fall
hands
asleep.
Yeah, and he knew where his hands were going.
Yeah, exactly. Well, another.
They weren't the right place.
Oh God.
But yeah, he just got up and walked off. I'm like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't want to say addicted. Yeah, okay, I'm addicted to videos like that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I will watch street fight videos all day, every day. And it kind of gives you an idea of what's going to happen to you in the street. You know, you get all those what-if scenarios, and a lot of them end up the same way.
They look so similar.
Oh, absolutely. So, so a coach's worst question is, well, what if they do this? It's like, every time.
Stop asking that.
Every time you ask a different question, the answer changes. We're covering this particular move.
For this particular situation.
Right. When you do something else, it's a different move. If there was one go-to move, you would need one jiu-jitsu class, and that was it.
You would be done now.
But yeah, there's counters to everything you're going to encounter, if you will.
It's all situational.
Absolutely.
Every last bit of it. And that's why I love it.
Yeah.
Is you'll never, ever be done.
Yeah, because if you get a black belt in jiu-jitsu and you know the basic trap and roll, it's not going to work. You're going to need to know more than that, I guarantee you.
I'm pretty sure people will giggle at you.
Oh, yeah. You're like, oh, he's adorable. He's trying to trap and roll. Look, now I have S-mount. Oh, look, now I have an arm bar. I'm going to let that go just so I can transition into a triangle.
I'm just bored.
Yeah, exactly. Just playing. Like, oh, God. Here we go again.
Yeah, but the videos are awesome. Because that's the same reason I watch them. I'm like, oh, my gosh. Not like I'm a big badass, but I definitely wouldn't have got my ass kicked.
Yeah, I just want to feel good about not being that guy. Not saying that I'm better you than me, but I think if something terrible happened,
I'll go with better you than me.
Well, better you than me, right? I'm still glad it wasn't me. I just didn't want to say it so meanly, I guess, Kip. Like, nobody deserves that. Well, I don't say nobody. I mean, he could have done.
There's some people.
Yeah, I guess depending on what you do, I do the same thing to you, but. I can't imagine on a basketball court.
Yeah, like
whatever. What shit talk could you have possibly said to deserve a concussion of that magnitude.
Oh.
Like, you're not going to do well in your 80s because of that fight.
Just that one fight.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yep.
So occasionally we want to bring up, the latest, greatest YouTube video we've seen that I'm like, oh my God. If they, either if they had jiu-jitsu, this could have worked out way better for him, or perhaps we've seen like jiu-jitsu work in a street fight where like, hey, it kind of makes me feel better about me knowing it, my kids knowing it.
Yep. I actually just watched one the other day. I saw it prior because it's a few years old, but it's this guy, heavier set guy with a hat on, just talking, just yelling at this guy when it starts, just yelling at this younger guy, big buff dude too, and he's just like, ask him to hit him, tell him he's not scared of him, this whole thing. The guy just very calmly sat there. Another woman's like, he's not even saying anything to you.
Right.
He's like, he's trying to be gangster. And he's like,
no, he's sitting there.
She's like, he's just sitting there. And for the longest time, the guy can't take it. Then he gets really close to his face and just starts, getting real rowdy. As soon as he backed up just a little bit, the guy goes right up underneath his.
Wait. Was this at like a restaurant?
A Subway. No, it was in a Subway.
Oh, okay.
So, but he basically gets far enough away that he can slip his arm underneath his right armpit.
Oh.
And just triangle chokes him out.
Nice.
Arm triangles him out in like 5 seconds.
And you're done.
Yeah, he just took it. He took his back. I was like, oh, sorry, buddy. But he didn't want to fight him. He really didn't want to fight him, and the guy just kept getting in his face. He's like, he figured. I guarantee what he figured. This guy was stepping back to throw a punch, because if you watch videos, they all try doing that when they're like, sucker punch.
Yeah.
I walk back.
Here it comes. Bam.
So, and he just took him out. So it was kind of cool to see one like that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Have you ever seen, Ryan Hall, right?
I love Ryan Hall.
My God. Have you seen the video of his street fight, if you will?
No.
Oh, you got to look it up.
I would look it up.
He's sitting there with literally all his jiu-jitsu buddies and MMA buddies, and this drunk guy comes up, and I'm not sure how it started. I think they asked for a light or something. I think it's explained on the video if you watch the long one.
Okay.
But he comes up to Ryan Hall, and he's getting in his face, just picking a fight.
Yep.
And Ryan is just looking at him like, please just go away. I don't want to fight. This is not going to end up well for you. And he wouldn't let go. So finally, Ryan is sitting in his chair, and the guy's up getting in his face. Ryan Hall does a double leg takedown, sits on his chest, and the guy is trying to get Ryan Hall off him.
Yeah,
you're not going to do that. So Ryan's buddies are going, hey, it's okay. He's a wrestler or whatever they said, and he's not going to hurt him. He's just going to hold him down until the police come.
Yeah.
I think at the end they tried to lift the guy up and get out the door, and the guy still wouldn't let it go. And at the end, I think Ryan takes him through the door, and I'm not sure if he choked him unconscious or not, because you can't see it on the video.
Yeah.
But basically, Ryan gave him every chance to go away, and he wasn't going to do it. He's like, dude, you really have no idea what you're dealing with here. But he found out in the end.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Ryan Hall is sick.
Oh, he's amazing.
He literally falls on his butt in an MMA fight, trying to bait people into just getting into his guard.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. I've seen him multiple times try to trip people backwards.
Yeah, I can't even tell you the move that he does. I am ignorant as far as that. But he kind of like spins underneath him, takes a leg, gets in 50-50 or whatever you call it. Ah, jeez.
Dude, he loves that. And
that's fantastic.
And no one knows how to deal with it.
Have you seen some of his instructional videos online?
Yes.
Oh, my God. He's
good. He's funny, too.
Absolutely. Oh, he's hilarious. I love the way he commentates, talks about it, teaches.
Narrates,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fantastic. He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's quite great. He's awkward and wonderful. Kind of like us.
Yep. So speaking of fight videos, a lot of them are by bullies. And my other favorite videos are when a bully gets instant karma, I think it's called.
The best ones.
My favorite of recent was when this bully was picking on a kid, and it's not the playground.
Is it the kid with the
backpack?
Yeah.
And he drops a backpack.
Oh, yeah. He drops a backpack like just a badass.
Oh, just drops it and just goes to town. I mean,
kid was bigger than him, too.
Oh, way bigger, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just murks this poor kid. And, yeah, you'd picked on the wrong cat.
He didn't just murk him either. He
made him look silly.
Just bad, because he punched him in the face, 2 or 3 times?
Yeah, not bad.
And then the kid runs at him and armbar.
Yeah, yeah.
Somehow he went from standing to armbar.
Yeah, standing, rolling, take over, a couple of punches, armbar.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
And all his friends are like, yeah, that was awesome. And the kid wants he wants to keep on talking his shit.
Yeah.
They're like, no,
Yeah,
you're
like,
done.
no one will let him.
You're done. Just go away.
Yeah, he had to ask what seemed to be his little girlfriend to
get him off me.
Come on, Lauren, get him off me. Like, yeah, that's how you want to end a fight.
Yeah, exactly. But the bullying thing is kind of near and dear to my heart because I got bullied atrociously growing up, my whole school career. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I have the two kids that I don't want bullied.
Well, and your kids have even ran into it already.
Oh, absolutely.
That's insane.
Yep. The first couple of years in my kid's school, she was fine, my oldest, Caden. And the last year, she ran into a kid that was, I'm not going to go as far as bully, but I don't want to call her a shithead because calling another kid a shithead seems wrong. But, she would bother the entire table. So they sit at five kid tables,
pods.
I guess.
They call them pods.
Yeah, right. And she would just bother the snot out of all these other kids, touching their food and taking it and making obscene comments and, not just spitting food, but kind of like...
honestly, like the quote-unquote, like if you pictured a 50s bully, that's what they do.
Yeah. So,
are you eating that pie? Right. Here's my finger in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're just bothering him the whole lunch period, every time the teacher's not looking, you're just going to pick at some kid at the table, and my kid was often the recipient of her bullying, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
So the first 2 years of school, my kid loved it, couldn't get enough. The third year she goes to school, she's upset because of this one particular girl.
Yeah, like every day too, right?
Every day. She'd come home every day, and she wasn't happy about what she learned, about playing with her friends, about any of the stuff that she was the first 2 years. She was just upset of this little girl kept on doing this or that or the other thing. And this was before I got her into jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
So we're trying to tell her that you need to tell the kid to stop because my kid was such a little mousy and she didn't want to cause any trouble. She didn't want to cause a scene. So she said nothing. She didn't say nothing to the kid. She said nothing to the teacher. And so I'm trying to tell her to say something, but she wouldn't do it. So eventually I got online.
Well, that's a tough thing to do when that was like second grade, wasn't it?
First grade, yeah.
First grade, yeah, because you did pre-K.
Yep.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a hard thing to do at that age. You're just figuring out who you really want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if you don't have the confidence of something around you, which most kids don't in that age.
Oh yeah, she had no idea. I've wrestled her our entire life, but she doesn't know how to fight.
Yeah,
she doesn't know how to deal with this. So I got online, and there's Gracie bully-proof DVDs, and I seen this, and I watched a couple YouTube videos on them introducing it and other kids that went through it. And I thought this is definitely for me.
Oh, it's actually, I finally got a chance to watch just the first bits of it where they explain what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And the theory behind it's great.
Yeah, it's a fantastic system for kids. I couldn't be more happy. So we went and...
We'll talk about that later.
Right, yeah. I'm happiest about the fact that it tells you how to deal with bullies. And just to get into a little bit, we can talk a lot about it later. Yeah. We're not going to do that today. But basically how to talk to a bully and how to deal with the situation. So it's talk to the bully, tell him to stop it. If that doesn't work, then tell the teacher. If that doesn't work, then get mom and dad involved. We'll get the principal involved. And then how they
what
principal
was that word
did I slur involved?
I'm not sure.
God, I gotta work on this.
By the way, everyone, that's my favorite game to play.
Hey, I'm 3 whiskeys in, Kip, so
yeah, they're gonna get. I'm only one.
They're gonna get what they're gonna get eventually. I wanted to relax, and I just went too far.
Okay, now we went with principal involved.
Principal involved. Yeah, she got embalmed. Anyway, so you get the principal involved. Is that better?
Yes.
All right, gotcha. If you need to, and then if that doesn't work, if they keep on bothering you and nobody's looking, as bullies do, you have one thing that you say: are you looking for a fight, or are you trying to fight me? You ask the bully that. Now they have to answer either yes or no.
Yep.
And if they answer no, which they most often will, they will say, great, then stop wasting my time because I'm not scared of you. So that should be the end of it. Either pick the fight and do something about it, or pick on somebody else, because I'm not going to deal with your stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And if they do pick a fight, well, now with the bully-proof system or with jiu-jitsu, now you know how to handle yourself, so you're not going to get hurt and you're not going to hurt the bully. Like I talked about last week, I knew karate. Well, my idea of handling a bully was punch them in the face as hard as you can. Do a spinning roundhouse kick across their chops.
Because they'll stand and wait for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they will.
You'll get in no trouble. It's like the fight video we watched. You're going to make somebody have problems for the rest of their life.
That's what happened.
Because they picked on you.
Maybe that's what happened. That was a karate guy just getting railed.
Oh, right.
This is what you get for dancing.
Yeah. So anyway, my point was, I want to talk about kids and anti-bullying because I'm an advocate of not being bullied and how to deal with bullies and how to have the knowledge to deal with them. And I think that's just a great idea for kids and adults alike.
Well, yeah, I think so too. I think an amazing amount of adults get bullied.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy because I used to watch it happen.
Oh, isn't that the saddest thing when a grown man or woman gets bullied and they don't know how to deal with it?
My employees would get it. The guys that work for me.
Right.
You know, and I just...
You'd bully your employees? How dare you, Kip?
They're stupid. I mean, you do what the fuck I tell you.
Right, I'm the boss. I can't bully you because I control your income.
And I wasn't even the boss. I was the assistant to the boss. I was Shroot is what I was.
But they didn't know. I told them I was the owner.
I'm the assistant to the assistant of the regional manager.
Why would you do that?
But
all kidding aside.
But honestly, it was it was interesting to watch, like adults. Well, adults is a relative term. These guys are
right.
Like early 20s.
People older than 18.
Yes, they're in their early 20s, 19, 20.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. They fell right back into cliques like they do in high school.
Oh yeah.
And whoever had the cooler clique, they felt.
Right.
Look at each other during meetings. But anyways, that's going to be a different. My view is going to be a little different than Paul's. My daughters have not been picked on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. Sydney has a tendency to be a type of a bully, but she's an intellectual bully, if that makes sense, which is still a bully.
Yeah, still a bully. Gotta nip that in the bud.
Oh, no, already have. As soon as I heard about it, first chance.
Yeah,
it was just this year. And she was taking advantage of kids. Like, convincing them to give her candy.
Oh,
or
yeah.
their
toy. We have another little girl in our in my oldest class that does that. She convinces all the other kids to do stuff that she wants to do. She won't play well. She won't take turns.
Oh,
it's
Sid's
all
not
about
that
her.
bad. Sid's not that bad.
I didn't figure she was, but I'm just saying it's kind of that.
Yeah,
that
same mentality.
Right. Yeah, and you got to say no because people won't like you if you do that.
Yeah,
that's not a long-term solution.
No, you want friends? That's not going to work for you right
yeah.
there. So, but yeah, you're going to get a different feel for me about that.
Right.
It's not something that was on my radar till I met Paul and his wife Nicole, and they explained their experiences, mostly Paul's.
Yeah.
Because his girls are adorable. It's not like they're fat.
Well, they're
like the usual things you get picked on.
Yeah.
But I hate to say fat because everybody's their own size.
Right.
So, but kids don't get that.
Well, the kids are going to pick on you for whatever. You're too skinny. You're too fat. You're
exactly.
too ugly. You're not wearing the Nikes or wherever the going shoe is these days. I've never had the coolest shoes, so I wouldn't know what they are. But I mean, it's always going to be something unless you're the super rich kid that has all the muscles. And every school has that kid. They just have everything going for them, and because other kids don't, they're going to pick on them, which is just sad.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. It really is, because my school is a little bit different. Most of the guys that did the picking were the outdoorsmen, I guess is a good word for it. The guys, I don't want to call like rednecks, because they weren't. They were nice
Let's
guys.
go with rednecks. I like that word.
All right, sounds good. and they kind of were, but they were intelligent guys. They did well in school,
right.
But those were the guys that started issues. And like I think I said Asian, like
Asian gangs.
Yeah, there were Laotians. We had Asians.
Yeah,
we had all kinds of things.
Yeah, we had the jocks. The people that were on the teams would pick on the people that were not on the teams.
That's funny because that really didn't happen in my school.
That's
very
cool.
much.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the school and the culture that you have.
Yeah.
The nice thing about Cross Creek is generally the school my kids go to, they have
a random word. Cross Creek.
Cross Creek. It's just they probably caught that, didn't they? Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. The culture is fantastic where they do not put up with that. However, kids they're pretty smart. They're going to get around the rules if they have to.
Kids are kids.
Yeah, kids are kids.
They're going to be kids.
Yep.
There's going to be
that's why I got to teach them. So one way or the other, if you're a good parent, you're going to either teach them not to be a bully, or you're going to teach them not to be bullied, depending on what end of the spectrum they gravitate towards, if you will. Yeah, it's just good parenting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we could talk about this forever because Paul loves it.
I do.
Loves to hate it.
I love to hate bullies.
I guess.
Yeah, but anyway, that's going to be an ongoing subject about kids and adults getting bullied, because I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
The tough thing about adult bullying is generally it's your boss. And you need a job and you have bills and you have people to take care of and you can't say anything.
Yeah.
Like you would never talk to me that way if you didn't control my income.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But because they do and they know that, they're cowards that hide behind their authority.
And the funny thing is if you talk to us, because I got to deal with people like that, they don't even see it as like why they're doing it. They see being their boss isn't why they're doing it. Why they're doing it is because they're better than you.
Yeah. Yeah, they somehow think that my position makes me a better person than you. No bueno, I say. No, that's not how things work. Anyway, regardless, moving on. Oh, yeah, we also want to talk about finance.
Paul wants to talk about finance.
Okay, Paul wants to talk about finance. But the fact remains is people aren't good at it. I wasn't good at it for many, many years.
Yeah, I'm not good at it.
Right. So I finally found a system that it doesn't make you good at it. It just makes it easy.
Yeah, it's a very simple system.
Yeah.
I actually really like that.
Yeah, and the great thing is, like you said, it's a system. So you don't have to keep on going back to a budget every 3 months like a lot of people do. They got to keep on going back over their finances and pay attention to where everything goes. Yep. This is a super easy system that once you get it set up, and it takes some time to get set up.
It does.
It takes a handful of hours to get everything set up, and we'll go over this in a later podcast. But you'll know exactly how much money you have at all times because of it. Where most people just have one bank account, and they have their checking and their savings, and everything comes out of that account. So every time a bill comes out, it changes. So then you're going, well, I need groceries, and I need a haircut, and I need gas, and I need Billy's birthday present. You know what I mean? It's one thing after another, and you never really know how much you have to spend. Or with my system, well, I call it mine. I'm going to call it mine. It's my system, Kip. I dreamt it up, and I don't know if anybody else had it before, so it's mine. It takes all that work out of it. So you only have to sort of pay attention to one account. And I say sort of because it's once you get the hang of it, it's just easy. Because you know what you spend every week on groceries in your everyday, groceries, gas money, haircuts, that stuff. And you put that in one account and it makes it simple. So I want to talk about that because jiu-jitsu is not cheap. But it's important.
I was gonna.
It's cheap.
It is cheap though. It really is. No.
If you go to Marcelo's, it's not. It depends on where you're
going
from.
There next week.
Well, if you live in New York or California and you go to some people, that's all they have around. Like they have the
I get it.
Or they want to go there. Yeah. But yeah, typically it's very inexpensive for what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, comparative. What I was saying is comparative to, let's say, for like kids, soccer. Gymnastics, dance, we've done all those.
Right.
And besides soccer, which only goes about 4 or 5 weeks, you can't beat the price.
Right, exactly. Especially because for the price, you get a sport, you get a team, you get to feel like you're part of a tribe.
Yep.
And you get skills that will last you a lifetime.
Ooh, self-defense.
Self-defense. So, yeah, you'll have self-confidence and self-defense are something that's going to last you forever. Where soccer, probably not, unless you make a boatload of money. You're like Messi. Yeah, that'll pay off.
Did you just say Messi?
I did. You like that? Is that a thing? I said it wrong, didn't I?
Leo.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the only one I know, literally. And only because I went to a soccer field and everybody had his jersey on, so I assume he's rich.
Yes, he's one of the best players on the planet.
Never saw him play in my life, I'm going to be honest.
I've seen him play. Don't really care. Yeah. Soccer's very boring.
Yeah.
Played it for many years. If I wasn't playing it or coaching it, I can't watch it.
The thing that sucks about jiu-jitsu is that's all you ever want to talk about if you're in it. But all everybody else wants to talk about is baseball, basketball, football, and I don't know anything about any of that. Not a thing.
Normal people do, though.
Yeah, I'm not.
Paul doesn't.
I'm not normal.
Talk about music with Paul. It'll be a really short conversation.
Oh, yeah, I know nothing.
Yellow Submarine. That's all I got to say to Paul.
Yeah.
Literally didn't know who sang at one point.
Nope, I didn't.
I made a reference. He acted like he got it. He did not.
I will try to laugh appropriately and hope that nobody sees that I don't know what you're talking about. So if they're laughing, I'll laugh. I got in trouble one time doing that. I was talking to a deaf lady. It was my dad's friend's daughter, and she's deaf, and she was trying to speak to me and have a conversation. Well, I'm going to be honest. I didn't understand anything that came out of her mouth. But when she laughed, I would laugh, and I'd nod and agree.
Oh, yeah.
Talked myself right into a date. I had no idea. So she comes over to pick me up, and, hey, where's Paul? Well, he's not here. But we had a date. Pretty sure Paul didn't know that.
You're a bad sitcom.
Oh, God, it was. I felt horrible. I had no interest in this young lady. I mean, she was nice, but
it had nothing to do with
No, I was dating somebody else at the time. It was terrible. But yeah, that's what I get for nodding and agreeing.
Way to go.
Yeah. Well, I do the same thing because my wife is a huge Tigers fan, so she buys me everything with a Detroit D on it. Everything. Like all my articles of clothing have a Detroit symbol on it. So people, hey, go Detroit, and and I'm like, yay, trying to be nice. And then they start asking questions. Like, like all right, I gotta be honest here. Yeah. No idea what's going on. Not a clue.
I haven't watched that yet. Are we talking about T-ball?
Oh, right.
T-ball, right?
Yeah, which I also don't know about. I had to have Kit show my child how to throw a ball. I couldn't do it.
It was funny because he thought she couldn't throw.
No,
She so throws better than you.
Oh, she does. It was great. One lesson. It was 5 minutes, and she's already throwing better than her old man.
Yes.
You know how most people throw left-handed? It looks all awkward and silly.
That's Paul.
That's just how I throw.
Yeah,
that's my
Paul.
good arm.
That's my good arm. That's my fastball.
That's my fastball. This is my, people are like, what is he doing? What you don't, and then it confuses them and they'll miss. They never miss because it doesn't get to them.
It rolls.
All right.
Anyways.
Yeah, moving on. So, yeah, we're kids. We're going to talk about kid stuff, obviously. Raising kids are what we grapple with, if you will, on attitudes. Oh, just raising a good kid. It's tough because they have built-in chump detectors. So if you ever give in one time, now they're just going to keep on doing that.
Yeah, they figured it out.
My wife's friend asked my wife, why do my kids keep on bugging me until I finally say yes? And my wife looks at her like, I think you just answered your own question.
Answered that by the end of that sentence.
But it's hard because a lot of times you can only deal with so much. And how do you parent wonderfully all the time? And
it's like rolling jiu-jitsu when you're exhausted. You gotta fall back to your basics.
Basics. Go to your room.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do this right now. I'm going to start taking all the stuff that you love and hold dear. I've got nothing else.
Santa's gone.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's no Santa. How do you like me now? Take that.
Yeah, try eating my cereal again.
But yeah, some of the I'm not going to throw my kids under the bus because maybe eventually they'll listen to these podcasts.
Ooh.
And I want them to take care of me when I'm old and I can't do it myself. So I'm going to be as nice as I can, and hopefully they understand that I'm trying to be the best parent that I can be. I'm also not a great parent. It doesn't come natural. I didn't have kids until I was 30.
I was going to say the second part of that's correct, where you said it doesn't come natural.
Right.
The first part's wrong. You're not a bad parent.
No, I'm not a bad parent.
So when was the last time you left Caden in the car with the windows up on a 100-degree day?
Oh, never done that.
There you go.
Never done that.
Shut up.
So exactly. I try to be a good parent, but I'm not the most patient individual ever. Like I had kids later. I was 30 when Caden was born,
yep.
my oldest. And I was already set in my ways. And I never babysat anybody. I never liked kids. I didn't change my first diaper until it was my kid's diaper.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just that. So I remember having a conversation with my wife after our second child was born, and my first lost her mind. So she quit. I mean, the terrible deuce. I didn't know what was going on. I thought my kid was broken. I'm like, what did we do? We broke her.
Yes.
Like she's a broken kid, because my friends would never talk about.
Well, no one talks about their
Well,
kid.
I didn't know that. I
out.
talk about it. I don't care. I'll talk because I'm
when
the kind.
When was the last time you heard somebody go, "Yeah, beat the crap out of my kid"?
Yeah,
you
my
don't hear
kid's
that.
an asshole. Yeah, kids. Yeah, people don't say that, but
actually, I do.
Well, yeah. Generally, all my friends at the time didn't say that. They wanted to be the mom predator or the dad predator. Hey, my kid's so great, and my kid's so smart, and my kid's the best at this, and that's what they wanted to talk about.
Of course.
So I'm going, my kid's awful. Like, she hates me. She wants to scream and yell and get away all the time. And I didn't know what to do, so
yeah, it's really tough when kids are being what's that called?
A
Kids,
kid, right? So I'm sitting here, I'm reading books, I'm reading articles as I do,
as Paul does,
and I'm trying to follow the advice, which didn't work. I'm not sure what kind of parents and kids these were, but I'm like, I just did this and it was fine. That shit did not fly with my kid because they're all different. Yeah, exactly. But I was telling my wife, I'm like, what what are we doing wrong? She's, oh, you want a good kid? You want a perfect kid that doesn't throw fits like that? Just give them everything they want. It's like, oh, that's how you would raise entitled little assholes. And I'm not going to do that.
But the only thing is, they're worse.
Oh, yes.
Those kids are worse.
I know it.
Like, worse behaved.
Then they grow up to be a shitty adult.
There's
they end up
a lot of them.
Yeah, like those bullies we were talking about earlier. I don't want my kids to be that kind of a person. I want my kids to be good people. The opposite of their dad. I want them to be better than me in every way. Mostly a good person. Well, they're already doing better. Let's be honest. At 6 and 8, they're better than me.
It's amazing my kids are nice to people.
Yeah, your kids are very respectful. I like them.
Extremely.
And I don't like kids. Your kids are fine.
Yeah, and I like yours too. I don't. Well, I like probably 3 sets of family.
Right.
Kids.
I like a smattering of kids here and there. Some days more than others.
Yeah. I got my Brent and Heather. I don't. Yeah. I like their kids. Maybe that's it.
Now there's some good kids out there, but I'm trying to do the best I can to raise the best kids that I can.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that's what we all want. But can I give you a pet peeve of mine that you do? I've never talked to you about.
I'd love to hear this on the podcast.
Hear this on
just
the podcast?
Throw me under the bus. Let's go.
Oh, it's going to be fun. No, it's one of the pet peeves about me. That for me, for anyone. But you do it because you're the chameleon and you can talk to everybody and you can joke around with everyone. It
was a defense mechanism to not get my ass kicked in school. Stuck with me.
Well, and it's nothing wrong with it. I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, you're the same person in every situation.
Yeah, which isn't always the best thing to be. Well. So... And I know that.
Hey, people at least know how you feel.
Yeah, but I'm never going to be the person, I am who I am, take it. No, I'm not that person.
All right, so what do you hate about me, Kip?
No, I don't hate anything about you. This is just something I've heard you say multiple times. Your haircut's wonderful. Love you, Nicole. Love you. Best wife. Right, second.
I'll quit ruining your story. Go ahead.
Oh, my story's already ruined. I started it. But, anyways,
Silence.
If someone is saying they don't like their kids and they're frustrated with their kids and making jokes like that, you join in. And that's not you.
Ah, true.
At all. At all.
True.
Paul loves his girls, loves spending time with them. Yes, when they're bad, no one wants to be around their kid. That's it, though. So when you do that, it drives me nuts. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Because I just want to stop and be like, no, he doesn't. He's lying.
He's lying right now.
He loves his kids. Shut your face.
I do everything I can to fit in, Kip.
I don't.
I know.
Do you hear me? I pay attention from now on. I just go quiet because but don't have kids. If you want to freaking complain about having kids, don't have kids. Shut your face.
Fair enough.
So, my wife wanted kids. Too freaking bad.
I think more people should not have kids. I think people just do it because, well, that's what you do. Like, how about you don't?
Guys,
if you really don't want them,
yeah, guys especially. Guys especially, like, well, my wife wants one. We're married.
Yeah, that's what you get married. You have kids. Yeah.
No. And then when the kid doesn't do what they like to do, they don't get along with the kid anymore. Oh, way to go.
Right.
And I do know teenagers. I used to coach 36 of them at a time, so I'm ready.
I'm not ready for that. You're going to have to give me tips.
But if one more person comes up to me and goes, 3 girls, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah. I actually started... I started raining down. Oh, yeah, if you only have boys, you only got to worry about one penis. If you have girls, you have to worry about all of them. No, I don't, dude.
No.
Why do people say the dumbest shit ever like that?
When you have girls.
Yeah, exactly. What is wrong with you? Like, you want to talk? Oh, God. Yeah, I want to punch them in the throat every time they
Women do it, too.
Yeah, why? Why do they do that?
I don't know, but they also do stupid stuff like, I have 3 girls. I take them wherever I go. I don't really care. I'm not the dad that's like, oh, God, I got to, what, you take those things with you? No, yeah, I take them with me. I go to the stores.
They're my kids. I love them.
Yes. Paul takes them with him.
I teach them with them. Yeah, I teach them how to act.
Yes, and they act appropriately. And not all the time, of course. My kids aren't perfect.
I have a Paul Perotti pro tip.
Oh, yes. We need lead-in music.
We need Paul Perotti pro tip. So I found that if I go to a store and I don't want my kids to throw a fit over what they want,
okay,
I warn them in the car. It's like a prequel to going in the store. Like, look, here's how you're going to act. If you ask for anything, it guarantees that you will never get it. And don't touch anything, and we give them the rules. Yeah. And then they already have the rules as they go in, and they do phenomenal. Every time. It's great. Sometimes I got to be like, hey, remember what we talked about? And they're like, good. But if I forget to have the speech, and they already start asking, and they already start touching, the ship kind of already sailed
on that one.
And then I'm like, well, we just have to leave because I messed up. That's a parent fail because I know it works. I just forgot. So, yeah, try that. The next time you go into a store and you don't want your kids bothering you about getting every little thing or touching stuff or being a little hellion, give them the rules. And here's the consequences. If you act this way, this is what's going to happen. And that's so far for me.
But you have to follow through on that, too.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you don't follow through, if you're not the kind of parent that follows through, if you go 1, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4,
an hour later,
2 7/8. You don't make me say 3.
1,612.
I don't want to throw something away I paid so much money for.
Oh, I'll throw shit away.
Oh,
I don't care.
I love
my wife
throwing
won't
stuff
let
away.
me. But
my wife will let me.
Oh no.
Yeah, we've thrown some stuff away, so we yeah, we've done some stuff to make my kids realize that, oh yeah, I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. You will never see that again. So now if I threaten it, she knows. Okay. Party time's over. I guess I'm done throwing a fit.
Yeah, I'm a little more lenient than Paul.
Yeah, I tend to not put up with much shit. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty laid back.
Yeah, I try to have fun a lot, but yeah, I don't deal with attitudes. I don't deal with whininess. I just can't. I can't do it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't deal with it, but I also find more humor.
Oh yeah, you find it funny. I find it maddening. That's why you're happier than me, Kip. All right, moving on. What else are we going to talk about?
This is my favorite one.
Uh-oh.
What type of hobbies do you have, Paul?
Oh God, I don't have any. I have jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I told you I can't throw, catch, run, dribble, shoot, nothing. Can't do it. Oh, I used to be into guns.
Really?
Oh, when I was a child. Oh man, I could shoot, but yeah, I'm not anymore. I have an air gun, a really nice air gun that I shot the other day. Neighbor came over and we were plinking out in the backyard.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of thinking because I know how to shoot a gun, everybody does. Like I just thought it was natural. So I'm like, hey honey. So I was telling my wife, you should give it a shot. So she puts the gun right up to her eyeball and pulls the trigger, and that smashes her in the eye so bad. Oh my God, Kip, I felt like a heel. I really did. I thought you just naturally know how to shoot, but if you don't know what you don't know. So that was so my bad.
I really don't understand how you thought that was a good idea.
Well, I didn't.
Everyone loves guns.
I wanted to include it. We were having fun.
No, I love that.
Yeah, me and the neighbor were having fun. We're plinking out back and shooting.
Is that Mallory?
Mallory, yeah, she came over. Yeah, I guess she's into it a little bit. Her dad's a hunter, and he's got.
Yeah, she mentioned that before.
Yeah, her dad's into that, so therefore she is.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole's dad, he bow hunts now, but never did growing up, so she was just never around guns. And because I always was growing up, I assume everybody else is, just because it was my life.
I wasn't either.
Yeah. Really?
No, gosh, no.
I'm no kidding. It's fun.
Oh,
it's
no,
expensive,
I love
though. So I like airsoft gun, or not airsoft, air guns. Yeah.
22.
That's
kind of shoot that all day.
Yeah, true, but it's loud. I can shoot my gun right off my deck in the city.
I cannot. My 22. I have 22 like little papoose rifle with a scope.
Oh, I had one of those, a papoose.
Those things are freaking fun.
That's what I learned how to shoot on.
Yeah, they're fun. They break down into like two 12-inch pieces.
Oh yeah, you can carry it like a little satchel.
I have the satchel.
Oh, nice.
I have the original papoose.
I think my dad still has that at home. It's older
People don't
than me.
get rid of them.
No, they're awesome.
They just keep working.
Yep.
And then I have a Ruger that has a mag cylinder for it.
Okay.
Revolver.
Nice. Nice.
It makes a lot of noise for a 22.
Yeah.
Makes a nice big hole too.
That's cool.
For a 22. It's pretty cool.
Yep. I got a little 410 shotgun for home, but that's the only real gun I have.
Over under 20 gauge.
Oh, cool. Yeah, those are nice.
Weatherby.
Yeah, very cool.
Beautiful.
Very cool.
And my favorite gun I got for Christmas. It's a Colt.
This Christmas?
Yes.
Hell, you say.
It's beautiful.
Nice.
It's nickeled, so it's all pretty and blued. Oh.
When do you go shooting?
Whenever I can. Usually with my father-in-law.
Do you go to Silver Bullet?
No.
Where do you go?
Backyard.
Who's back? Oh, your father-in-law's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some property. Gotcha.
Yeah, we were shooting that 357 out there. So when he dies, I get a bunch of cool stuff.
Have you ever gone to the shooting range up here, Silver Bullet?
No.
Silver Bullet.
Silver
Bullet. Got it. We're drinking a little bit of whiskey.
Perfect. Silver Bullet for all those other listeners that don't speak Perotti.
You talk, Kip. God, I can't even say your name. I'm gonna finish off my whiskey.
Did you just call me Kurt?
Kit.
I'm
Shut
a
up.
Kit. And no, I have not been to Silver Bullet. I've never been to an inside range.
Interior range? You suck as much as I do.
Yes, but
Would you or no?
Yeah.
We should make a family thing. We should drop off our kids at a babysitter, and we should all go. Because my wife actually went to a class because of her friend Jamie. Her dad is the crazy gun nut guy. Nice guy. I'm just saying that he's really he's into guns like I'm into jiu-jitsu. Oh yeah, he's that guy. He won't fly into an airport that has a anti-gun. You know what I mean? Where you can't have a carry. Yeah. He won't even fly into their airport. He'll fly around it. He's that into it. But yeah, neither here nor there. So her dad made her do a gun class, and they got a couple of ladies, I don't know their names, that teach at Silver Bullet and around.
Yeah, I've seen them on the billboards.
Yeah. So she, quote, air quotes, had to do this class. So she talked my wife into going because misery loves company. So they go to this class, and they both had a ball.
Oh yeah,
they
Why
loved
you, though?
it. Well, if you don't know what you don't know, like I said, but yeah, it was fun. The ladies were wonderful teachers and great stories, and they got into it because I think they got broke into, or they had they needed a gun and didn't have it, so they got really into guns, and now they're trying to promote it for other women to get into guns as well. So yeah, my wife and her friend Jamie went down there, had a blast. Now my wife wants to go again. I'm just not that big of a gun guy anymore, so I've never taken her. But if we made like a family thing and made a trip into it, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
My girls have all but Ellie have shot a gun, so.
Yeah, my kids haven't yet.
Well, we were living up on 16 acres up in Sand Lake, which is middle of nowhere, everyone.
Yep.
And so we could do whatever we wanted, and had all the girls shooting.
Sweet.
But my hobbies.
Oh yeah, you
on
have
the
hobbies.
other hand, I do have hobbies. I like working on stuff around the house.
I like crochet.
I would believe that. I wouldn't put that past you. One of my biggest hobbies is golf. So if anybody ever wants to talk about golf, we'll just shut Paul's mic off.
Whoa.
We'll chat.
I almost golfed once. Did I ever tell you my almost golf story?
Yes.
Oh.
I just don't want to hear it. No, I didn't hear it.
So I'm gonna cut you off because I want to talk about me and golf. A buddy of mine, I was 19 or 20. Says, "Hey, you want to go golfing?" I've never been. He goes, "Well, I'll take you to the range first, show you how to hit a ball, and then we'll go golfing." So I got the biggest bucket of balls. How many do you think I hit, Kip?
4.
Let's go with 0. Wow, okay. Does it count if you hit it, but it goes right and not straight? Like it went straight for 3 feet, and then it just went right the rest of the way.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so I made contact.
It's horrible.
I made contact.
Hit it.
I either whiffed, went over it, tipped it, so it went just far enough where I didn't want to go get it, but not far enough where it made me feel good about myself. Or I slammed that damn, what is it, a racket or a club or whatever it's called?
Club. Oh my gosh.
Shut up. It's golf.
Have you ever driven past a golf club?
No.
Maybe. You live by one.
I don't pay attention because I give zero cares. So
0 fucks are given.
0 fucks are given about golf on my part. But yeah, all right, slammed the club into the ground so hard my elbow was hurt. and the lady right next to me was like a little 5'2", and she was crushing them. So I got up there with my balls and I put the balls down, and this lady's just crushing out 200 yards or feet or whatever they measure that stuff in. I don't know. Yards? Meters? Kilometers? It was 200 kilometers she was hitting these balls.
She was playing for 3 years.
And she would smash them. So I thought, oh, this is easy. I'm huge compared to her. Oh, God, I couldn't get mine to go. Well, like I said, it'd go 3 feet and then right.
Yep.
I'm not sure how far it'd go if it just went straight. No idea.
Yeah.
Never hit one once.
You had a flat baseball swing.
So he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother taking you golfing, Paul. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I never went.
But I played most of my childhood, so I really enjoy it. So I'm one of those people that hit it far. I'm not a good golfer.
I don't think anybody on this podcast wants to hear a bunch of golf stories, though.
You suck.
I'm just saying.
You know the boys at the gym all play golf, right? Chad, Ben.
They do?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No.
Gosh, why didn't I know this? Oh, I don't care.
Once again, 0 fucks are given.
That's why I have no friends. I can't golf.
It's where men meet men.
Yeah.
To be men.
I went hiking a couple times. Matter of fact, that Manistee River Trail that all the guys at the gym, a few of the guys are
Yeah, I was invited to that.
Yeah, I was not, because I think my wife said, Paul wouldn't pay money to live like a poor person. She's not wrong. I've actually hiked the entire 25 miles in one day, multiple times. And I do it in one day because I'm not sleeping on the ground. I will drive 2.5 hours there, hike 25 miles, and drive 2.5 hours back home to sleep in my own bed.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. I don't like camping.
Oh, camping sucks.
But I'm also injured. That's one of the main reasons I need to go. There's just no way.
Your legs aren't broke, sissy.
You got to use your hands for stuff.
No, you don't. You're hiking. You're walking.
Oh, you hike different than I do.
I run because I want to make sure I can get on the road in time. So yeah, it's a marathon for me. If it's uphill, I will walk. If it's straight or downhill, I ran.
That doesn't sound like enjoying something at all.
Well, if I seen something pretty, I would stop and take a picture real quick so that I could remember
that out later.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this on Instagram. It's so pretty.
I'm in nature. Look, people.
Like, wow, I wish I would have enjoyed that more. That looks really nice.
Yeah, well, we hike up like mountainsides and stuff is what me and my wife like to do.
Well,
you can't really run, and you got to use your hands, Paul. That's all I'm saying. You got to use your hands, Paul.
Moving on.
We could probably wrap it up anytime.
Hell
now.
no. I want to talk about the last three things that we're probably going to talk about a lot. One, books. Probably not a lot about books. I'm going to talk about books. Books that could potentially help you with your jiu-jitsu, like The Supple Leopard by Kelly Starrett. So it's a book all about rehab and prehab, basically. So if you do jiu-jitsu, the chances are really, really good you're going to get hurt, or at least sore and tight.
Oh, that's
and
for
if you want to get, I don't want to say if you want to get good at it, but if you want it to be easier, you want to be a supple leopard, like the book says. So yeah, it's just a fantastic book, and I'll talk about those kind of books, or The Art of Learning, or The Talent Code, and about kind of how to learn the fastest based on the books that I've read about it. So great information, all great books I think you'd like, or just get my summary and use that information.
Yep, that's going to be Paul.
Yeah, it'll be me.
Unless there's a lot of pictures.
I can describe the pictures I've seen. Or instructionals, either DVD instructionals or my favorite, YouTube instructionals, because who can't get enough of those?
Paul.
Exactly. Well, it's funny because a lot of the instructors are like, "Oh, don't watch YouTube videos. It'll just..." And there's a lot of bad ones out there, but we'll talk about the ones that we think are worth watching. But don't do what I do and watch 100 of them in a row and wonder why you can't get good at any of them.
I'm trying 78 things right now, and none of them work.
Yeah, typically, if you learn a move in jiu-jitsu, look up videos that relate to that move or are the same thing. So maybe something...
Or from that position.
Yeah, something... Maybe your body type, it'll work a little bit better this way or that way, or maybe somebody will explain it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just try to stick with the stuff you're already learning, or with the game you want. It's just so hard because...
Yeah,
I
go down the rabbit hole too.
Oh, it's so easy.
It looks so cool when they're showing it.
Oh, I know. There's a great site I like, BJJ Curriculum, and they have like half hour to hour and a half videos on one position. I'm like, oh my god, this is fantastic. But because the videos are so long and I watch the whole thing, I'll forget everything I watch. Like, it's great information.
It's too much
if I would just stop it at like the 2-minute mark and try to practice that first thing, it would be great.
Like you would in class.
Yeah, but I just can't get myself to do that. Which is why I need a jiu-jitsu dummy.
God, I would love a jiu-jitsu
they're so
dummy.
expensive. It's funny because I get online and I look up, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Very, very rarely do people say, yeah, that's a great idea, you should buy one.
Yeah.
They're like, no, this is bullshit, you'll never use it.
Yeah.
I still want one. But I want the one from Spartan Equipment. They have the one with all the... articulating joints.
Limbs.
Yeah, oh my god.
That thing's sweet.
Dude, it's $500 plus like $130 to ship it.
I'd love if they'd learn how to, make a video.
Their marketing
I can't believe they sell any.
Oh, right. I still want one. They make a cool product. I hope it lasts forever. Like, I hope what they make is awesome, because one day when I hit the lottery, I'm going to buy one of those.
Got to play lottery first, sir.
Yeah. If I bought one now, my wife would just look at me and then divorce me immediately.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, stupidity.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if I never use it. Oh, I'm going to use it all the time. Use it like 3 times. Can't justify that. Maybe my kids will use it. Nope.
Nope.
Also, okay, besides instructionals and videos and whatnot. We want to talk about injuries because, well, we're messed up a lot. So we're going to talk about...
and kind of how they affect us outside the gym. Like, it's... Because right now I'm out of the gym. I'm completely trashed, and I can't work out.
Yeah.
And I want to kill myself.
Yeah, you should. You got insurance, right?
Yes.
Everybody wins.
Not really.
Yeah, if I die, my kids...
I have crappy insurance.
Right. If I die, my kids go to, like, Harvard. If I live, well, have fun at GRCC.
Yeah, same here.
Good luck at community college. But, yeah, we want to talk about injuries and prehab, rehab, prevention, as far as who you pick to roll with, maybe a conversation you want to have with somebody before you roll with them. People take it for granted that whoever you're rolling with wants to roll like you want to roll. So if you're looking for a flow roll, if you want to work on something, but your partner doesn't know and they're looking to see how good they are that day, probably going to get hurt. So let your partner know what you expect out of the roll. Like, hey, I want to work on this position. Hey, let's just flow roll. You know, if you're getting a really big, fast wrestler, be like, hey, can you just show me a move?
Yeah, show me a takedown.
Exactly.
Something they're really comfortable with, so you can get something out of it, too.
Exactly. So rather than getting hurt by somebody, just make that somebody your coach rather than getting hurt during that particular role.
Yep.
It'll save so many issues. Because I would just go, oh, God, I'm getting this guy again. He's rougher than I would like. And I'd get just immersed, and I'm sore for 3 days or I'm injured because I couldn't voice my, not an opinion, but I didn't know what to say to not get injured. And I didn't want to be that guy, I'm not going to roll with you because you're too hard. I didn't want to be that guy.
No, neither did I.
Right.
I got hurt.
Especially when you're new. Yeah, when you're new, you don't want to, it's awkward. So they tell you to say that, but typically people don't. So if you know you're getting the person that is going to hurt you or has the potential to hurt you, just make him your coach and just try to work on something during that particular role.
And most of the time, if you're at a good gym like we are, everybody's a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
They just don't fit your training.
Yeah, people just roll different. So, yeah, you'll have people that they just want to roll hard. You know, we got people that they like to roll hard. They like to get beat up. They like the grind. Then you got people like me. I like flow rolling. I like going easy. I like learning the nuances and I like going home not that sore. You know, I don't mind hard training. I don't mind going hard, but I don't know. I just don't want to go home hurt. So I'd rather go on the easy side of things and kind of figure out what's going on during the roll and actually do jiu-jitsu rather than get stuck in one position and fighting for one position for 3 minutes.
But see, I do it a little different because I'm kind of in between because I do like rolling kind of hard depending more than you for sure. Yeah. Unless we're rolling together, then me and Paul try to kill each other.
Absolutely. Yeah, because we hate each other.
It's fun. And but yeah, I do a little bit different. I let people, if I'm getting stuck in a position, I let them do whatever they're trying to do, and then I move on from there. I'm like, all right, well, go.
Exactly.
Just finish. And
I try to do like the 3-second rule. So if I can't get a submission in 3 seconds, I just transition into something else. That way the roll keeps on going, and you're learning different positions, and you're not just going, oh, okay, I have you in this, my closed guard trying to go for a cross collar choke for 5 minutes. That's not fun for me. So
well, and you're not setting it up. That's what the big thing I tell people, like, not that I know, but just from watching everybody else, what Chad tells me and Justin, if you have to work that hard to get it, you're doing it wrong. So
exactly. Yep. Eventually, to if you're rolling with anybody with any experience, you got to be tricky. So you have to trick them into falling into your submission. So if you're just going for the thing you're going for, and if anybody's got any time at all, you're not going to hit it. So just move on.
Yes.
Or try to trick them and setting them up for something else.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me.
But yeah, those are the things we want to talk about. Probably a few more that we missed, but basically telling you that we're not only doing jiu-jitsu related stuff. It'll be all things that grappling dads might grapple with,
and what you guys
are
grappling with.
Yeah, we want to hear about what you grapple with as well. So
we'd love to have women chime in. That's going to be a big one.
Yep, yeah, because
it's getting women involved and
women and children, because that's what jiu-jitsu is for.
Yep, it really is.
Yeah, and tiny little humans like me and Kip.
Yes.
All right, let's wrap it up, Kip.
All right, well, it's been fun. See you guys.
Take it easy. Peace.